Now let's talk about AI agents and journeys. You can set up your agents and use them, for example, to review documents or data, fill out some information, analyze information, trigger things, make decisions, anything you can think of that a person would be doing in a process. Although I don't recommend trusting it fully, but it can really help you making your processes more efficient. So if you haven't started using your AI agents, then it's going to look like this. So here in our left sidebar you have AI agents, and you need to create your first agent. Just give it a name, and then choose the OpenAI model you want to run on, and then set the system instructions, which is basically your prompt. So now you're creating in this case we're just going to create a general AI agent, and based on the journey I'm just going to give it different instructions. So this is just going to be very general. And then you set the temperature for this agent. Basically, if you make it, the lower the value you put, the less it's going to make up. Think of it as a German engineer versus a sleazy salesman. So if you're in top of here, it's going to make up a lot of things. So in general, you're probably more in the lower half, unless you're using it to create jokes or something. And then you can upload knowledge. So for example, if you have some documents like your policies and stuff like that, then you can upload them, and the agent is going to prioritize them in their when it's making decisions or analyzing data and so on. You can use to web search in case you want to do that. It can be very powerful. And then you can use structured output. So for example, let's say you want it to answer you in a specific way. Maybe you want it always to answer you with a paragraph, or you want to get a number, you want it to answer a yes or a no to some question, or like a token, which is very popular. So then set the option of, maybe you're asking, is this good, bad, or are you unsure? Then you can just write good, bad, unsure. Tell me how. So you can do something like this. This is the instructions. It's going to tell me like in good, bad, or unsure, and give it that output name. But in general, when I'm setting up like a first agent that is used just for general knowledge, then I'm not going to add any of these. So now I have my AI agent, and I can start to use it in a process. Let's look at some process. So let's say I'm somewhere in a process, and I want to use my AI agent. So you can see now the agent I just created is here. I can add that in. And let's say this is like a reimbursement journey, for example. Someone has submitted a receipt, and I want the AI agent to review the receipt and tell me like, is this a receipt, does the data match, and so on. Then I can write here the prompt that I want to use for it. I can write a prompt like this. For example, you're reviewing a receipt for a reimbursement, and then I add the file here. I already have the file here, the receipt that someone uploaded. And then I can use a structured output. Maybe I want to have here like a boolean saying like valid receipt. And maybe I want to have some other things, like for example, I added the amount on the receipt here to extract it from the receipt. So you can add like more other things, and then I save this, and then I can use here like different things happening. So for example, like we can branch out. So I can add here a condition based on what the AI said. So here if I add a condition and I find the AI agent, and then I choose like if it's a valid receipt is true, then I want to do something else, make something happen. If it's not a valid receipt, I want to make something else happen. Or I want to use the summary and send it to someone. So there's like a bunch of use cases here. The example I showed was reviewing a file, but you can of course also add the information here that you received. If someone replied to a form and you want to review the information, then you can just add here the form information. And then you just use the blue button here, and you find the information from the form that was previously in the journey. So that it can be very helpful to review the information, to do like pre-analysis on the data, and check if everything is correct and like it should be. A few popular use cases are, for example, to review information when people insert applications. So you can have the AI do an analysis on the information and make it do like a preliminary result on it, and flag if there's something that is not like it should be. You can also use it to decide who should work on the project, for example, as an AI help desk. So it chooses like which department, like if it's like an open text field where someone submits a request, AI can choose the priority of it, which department should work on this, and like do a summary of it, and so on. It can also be used just for fun, to create like birthday messages or jokes, or just anything that is like just for to pep up the morale. It can screen candidates, for example, if you're using an applicant tracking, like for example from your applicant tracking system. And the list is endless. Just think of where you were doing manual work today, where someone is doing something or like summarizing something, and think if AI can do this for you.